The army dealt with my sexuality, destroyed my life.
I flew in some of the most dangerous places in the world, but the biggest risk to me that I felt was losing my job.
I lost the one and only career I'd ever wanted and ever worked for in my life, leaving myself humiliated and crushed by a government that didn't want me.
Army Private Carol Morgan, RAF Lieutenant Caroline Paige and RAF Lieutenant Kevin Bazeley are among thousands of LGBTQ+ veterans who today received an official apology for their treatment in the armed forces.
The ban on LGBT people serving in our military until the year 2000 was an appalling failure of the British state, decades behind the law of this land. As today's report makes clear, in that period many endured the most horrific sexual abuse and violence, homophobic bullying and harassment, all while bravely serving this country. Today, on behalf of the British state, I apologise.
Britain's military enforced some of the toughest restrictions on homosexuality in Western Europe and were one of the last to overturn a ban on LGBT members serving. Today's report comes more than 20 years after these four servicemen and women who were sacked for being gay won a case in the European Court of Human Rights and overturned the ban. The review says many faced invasive medical examinations and were interrogated by the police.
Have you got a girlfriend at the moment, Brett?
Not at the present, no.
You haven't? No.
This footage from the 90s shows a naval officer being questioned. Those who served their country served time in prison, and many still have a criminal record. Others, like Kevin, faced a complete loss of income after their cover was blown.
When we were thrown out, effectively the state took our honour, took our integrity, took all of that dignity from us. That apology today allows us to recognise that honour, that integrity and that dignity again. They need to move swiftly on the recommendations.
The report makes 49 recommendations to the government. They include financial compensation, that's capped at £50 million overall, and a clarification of pension rights. Many vets were misled about their entitlement. It was a long wait for this historic apology, but for some, it's come too late.
So many veterans have suffered in so many ways, mentally, physically, emotionally. Some even took their own lives. My ex-partner's not alive today to see this day either.
Was your ex-partner in the military?
Yes, my ex-partner was in the military, yeah. She was never married, never having children or anything else like that, yeah. She was literally drank herself to death.
These days, the Ministry of Defence glows in the colours of pride. They say they'll move fast to make things right, publishing a full response after summer.